Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. We are back in Satisfactory. Let's pick up where we left off. We've got another hard drive here to evaluate. Let's see what our choices are. All right, this time we've got fused wire. We've got bolted iron plates again. It's a second or third time we've had that one, at least the second time. And then we've got Caterium wire. And did we get this Caterium wire before? What is this? Is that Caterium into... Yeah, Caterium into copper wire. Yeah, we had this one before too. They're really pushing these two. Let's see. We've got alternate fused wire. This is using copper with Caterium to get wire. Oh man, none of these look good. I'm gonna take a quick look. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. I think we'll go with this fused wire. I don't see myself using it, but I guess it really stretches out the copper by using a little bit of Caterium. 1 Caterium ingot and 4 copper get you 30 wire. These other two just aren't very compelling. This one, I don't even know if we'll use it. I looked up some stuff on Reddit, and it looks like maybe late game this could come into play, but probably not early. Let's take it and scan the next one. While that's running, let's get started on our factory for screws. But it occurs to me, if I would have built these on stilts, I could have walked right underneath them, right? I have to keep that in mind. All right, let's do it. Oh, I should mention I've covered over the crater here. I don't know if I did the best job, and this black paint job is kind of involuntary. I'm having a bit of an issue with the paint gun where it's just automatically choosing the black color, not the ones that, not the color I've selected. But I'll fix this some other point in time. But we've got a huge platform here, -1 block. Fill it. Boom. And this is for the space elevator. In fact, while we're here, why don't we just place it? Let's place the space elevator. We can't do much with it just yet, but this huge platform is going to give us the option to maybe truck in resources to satisfy the space elevator. We'll see. Space elevator. This guy's a monster. Let's just plunk it somewhere down in the middle-ish. Boom. It snapped a little further than I wanted it to, but that's fine. Can always move it later. This is pretty cool, actually. Let's watch this. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that animation quite a bit. That looks pretty sweet. All right, so we've got this. We can take a look, and you can see we need 50 smart plates. That's something we're going to get to soon. In fact, it's something we're going to start working on right after we do this little screw factory, I believe. But we need to get through those last couple hard drives to see what other recipes we might get that could impact how we go about building that factory, doing this to make the smart plating for us. This is where I want to do my little screw factory, but I want it kind of high up. And I'll remember to use the control key to snap this to the world grid. Higher would be better. How do we get? Do we get the colors? Kind of. Yeah, I think that's the colors we're expecting. We'll just go with that. Zoop mode for the building. This should be pretty straightforward factory. Whoops. We're just gonna smelt basically, and then, well, smelt then rods and screws, right? Smelt, rods, screws, and storage. Throw some catwalk stairs here. We may change this later, but whoops, gotta go up higher. Up higher, buddy. Up right there. And let's put our mine down. We can do it from up here, I think. Production miner, and I think, do you have the ability, get a better vantage point here, to send up from there? Is that too tight? We gotta go down. It's a little snug. What about something in this direction? Let's do that for now. And we'll see if we can get this set up. Wire. And we're going to scale this up to assume that we're getting 120 out of this deposit. We're currently getting 60, right? Yeah, 60 per minute. But we'll scale up the factory as if we're getting 120, like with a Mark II miner. And then we need to kind of head up that way. But we'd like to do it lined up with the grids. Let's see if I can put a foundation down. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, that does look lined up. And I want to go up here with a lift. Let's see if we can make this work. Don't know if these will connect up. We'll bring a belt over here and just see how that's going to come through. Yeah, that's perfect. Perfect. So we'll have a wall here with a port on it. Boom. I can get rid of this. This was just for lining things up. And oh, yeah, good luck, right? We might have to move the miner. Yep, we're going to have to rotate the miner. Yeah, that wire actually, it's a little not great. Let's change it. I think we've got an extra connection over here. Let's take it. And let's put smelters down. And then output belt will run up this wall. So let's get a wall going. Wall 3 high. We'll just do these basic ones. Like I said, I don't know what color we're going to get. And then we need kind of a ceiling here. The exact size of the factory, I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. So we may trim off one side, we may extend a side. Let's come through here and just complete this a bit. I think that's probably far enough. Then we can get rid of this grass stuff, right? The grass clipping's not great, and I don't want to move the whole factory to go up one little nugget. I'd have to change all the stuff that we just put down. Okay, we're good. We're not clipping on anything. We're gonna send our ingots up there. Output belt, we still need to do power as well. mergers this time. Okay, now we got to get power up to this building. Let's put a double wall outlet in the middle here. And then we're going to run like a single wall outlet here and then off to the ceiling in the middle. Okay, that gets our factory building powered up. That looks pretty good to me. Inputs, force melters, outputs. Up to the top, we have power. I just got to set the recipe for these, probably. Iron, iron. Iron and iron. All right, let's go see if that hard drive got processed. I didn't notice the message come up, but it must have, right? It's been longer than 10 minutes. All right, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, this is using copper to create iron. I think that's not so great. Bolted iron plates are just going to push on us till we take it, probably, because that's the third time or fourth time I've seen that one. Alternate bolted frames. Need to look these up. All right, I'm back. Looks like we were dealt another bad hand. None of these are very good, I don't think. From what I'm reading, nothing very good. I'm just going to choose this one. We're not going to use it, but let's just choose it and move on. We'll scan our last hard drive and get back to our factory building here. Did I hit go? Yeah. Bummer. But maybe we just have to clear some of those bad ones in order to get to the good ones. All right, and then let's run our power up on this wall here. Like I said, I'm not sure how big this factory is going to be, so this is just kind of placeholder. We can trim it, we can expand it. We'll make it all look uniform once we're done. And if there's a little bit of extra space in here, that's not a problem. At least not for me. I don't mind that. All right, let's bring our power up. Okay, this floor we're doing rods, right? So we should have 120 ingots coming up. Our input belt is here. We've got stairs there, so we're kind of at this long, narrow factory, it looks like. That's how it's going to play out. So let's do constructors along here. And then we'll see how many screws we get out of these. Or, I'm sorry, rods. Eight. These are the input belts. Let's set recipes on these before I put all these belts I got to jump over. All gonna be rods. Alright, that's all our inputs. Let's do power. Before we put belts here, I gotta jump over. So we want to come out to, let's see, here first, I think. And we're taxing our power plant ever more as we build. So I mentioned last episode, we've got 49 total 49 biomass burners. We're eventually going to be able to switch over to coal. And that'll be the first form of at least automated power we have. Trying to use my metal mouse to select that guy. It's not gonna work. Okay, everybody's powered, everybody's moving. And this is gonna be super easy. We're gonna just take our output and plunk it up here. Not crazy about those wires being in the way. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. May not be a problem. Looks like everybody's moving, which is good. Make sure that's lined up center. The belt's not going to reach the whole distance. I may build this section again because I'm not sure if that actually snapped in. It might have, but it looked a little weird right at the end, so I'm going to do it again. That looks better. And now I'm going to make sure I don't fall off. We need mergers. All right, there's our rods heading up to the next floor. Let's do the same. Get up there. What are we doing on time? I think we're still analyzing that hard drive. I'll center click on this guy. We'll do, well, man, this is going to be, we may have to extend out even further because I don't have enough room for all the constructors I need to make these screws. We're going to use a lot. And they each need to find their way to one of these conveyor ports here. We could definitely, oh man. Well, we've got land underneath us. It won't look bad if we extend that way. But the other thing I was saying, what we could do if we really wanted more storage, instead of outputting our screws down here, we could go up a level and then come up, run through a bunch of storage bins in a floor above us and then come down. So we'd have a huge storage buffer of screws, which I don't know if we'll want to do that or not. There's a point where if we're doing this for export, our trucks are only going to be able to pick it up, pick up so much at a time, I think. All right, now is our big challenge. We need to figure out how we're going to get all these things placed. We have a lot of constructors, right? It's 12 constructors, I believe, to do this. Actually, let's go check the recipe. Give me time to think. Let's go check our last hard drive recipe and see what we got. All right, cast screws. Remember I was saying we might find something? This may change the factory we're working on significantly, because this takes out the rod step. We saw this one and we wanted to pass on it last time. This is using copper to stretch your iron out. That's not usually what we want to do. And we saw Caterium wire. Yeah, that's no good. We're going to do cast screws. And I think we're going to want to actually use this, which is going to change our factory up a little bit. Let's do it. That's the last of the hard drives. So we didn't really have anything there. Well, cast screws may actually impact our smart plating factory, which we're going to work on after this one. Probably will. Let's get up here and see what that cast screw recipe looks like in the constructor. And then we'll probably have to take out that whole floor of rods we just built. But it may be a blessing. The other thing that occurs to me we could do, remember I was saying we don't have room for all those constructors? We could just deploy those across 2 floors. They don't need to all be on the same floor. Okay, here's rods, which we probably don't need anymore. Let's take a look at the cast screw recipe here. Cast screws. This guy gets us, 12.5 in per minute. 50 out. All right, yeah, let's plan for 5 per floor because I cannot get 10 on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's plan 5 per floor. So we're going to rip up a bunch of this. But it's just a function of, you know, getting that hard drive when we did. Came up a little bit later than I would have liked. Let me rip all this out. All right, I've taken all the stuff up from the old factory. Let's start again with the fresh factory. I think we need 10 constructors. So I want to split this between floors and do 5 here and 5 up a level. So I want to split this belt coming out of here. These are our ingots. So let's pop a splitter down. And we're going to do that same goofy trick where we just loop around and send the rest up. Send half of it up. Right above this thing if we can. Let's see if we can make it work. So half can probably go straight. That's clean shot. And then this guy, we need to kind of find a way to wiggle around. All right, there it is. That doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look too, not perfect, clearly. Can we fix it? Can we fix it? Better. That's straight. That looks straight. That looks good. I like it. Finally. There's half of our belt. And now we just need to run an input belt for 5 constructors. And now we know where we can put the constructors. Let's get them down. Okay, now we get to the tricky part. The tricky part is there's going to be 2 output belts here. Each one of these guys, if we do, let's pick the alternate screw recipe for all these. This is going to be a little bit different. We get 50 per minute. We can only run 120 on a belt. So we want to split the output from that comes out of this one. So let's get a splitter going over here on the middle one. In the middle, and it's going to split like that. Okay. And then we got two output belts. One's going to go out this way. One's going to go out that way. And then I'm not sure what to do with these once we have them. So let's get these down. And then it's mergers here for the output. You and a merger here. Boom. Belt those in real quick. Starting to wonder if a screw factory is such a good idea or not. This may not be the best idea. But we're going to try it. We'll see if we can make it work. It's just one iron mine. We can always get rid of it later if we turns out we can't get good use out of this. All right, what's going on here? Is that merger wrong? Yep, something's wrong here. The splitter, not a merger. Did I do the same thing here? Yeah, splitter. We want mergers. And now the challenge is, where do we want to route these output belts? I guess we can see. We're going to go down and we're going to have two more. If we take the far ones, so these can go. This might just work. Show you what we're going to do. This output belt is going to jump over here. And head down. And then the other one we're going to bring all the way along here and down. And we'll do the same thing one floor up. Or a very similar thing one floor up. You need to come all the way around. That's no good. Let's see if I can make this a tighter turn over here so we don't have that. Okay, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Let's grab that guy. But let's wire these up. We've got connections up here. We can take out some of the extra ones. You can go and think, yeah, you can go. That one's no longer needed, so we'll get rid of it just for aesthetics. Input belt we got to run. Better. Okay, splitters along this line. All right, let's see if everybody's moving and grooving here. This guy's waiting on ingots. Ingots, oh yeah, ingots are going to be coming in half as fast as we expect, right? Or it's going to be a little bit off from what we expect, because we're building this to scale to a Mark II miner, and we've only got a Mark I at this point. That said, this output is blocked, so it's going to be close to accurate, actually, right now, because we're getting the full 60 out of here, and this line is meant to handle 60. Yeah, 5 times 12 is 60. We got a little bit extra capacity here. And that doesn't look bad. This is probably looping out a little further than it has to, but overall not bad. And then we got the output going down. We'll do the same thing on the floor above this one. In fact, it'll be a mirror image. I'll do that off camera. Wonder if I could have brought that down a little bit, or if it would have clipped. That's probably fine the way it is. All right, yeah, let's leave it there. We've got our screw factory just about done. I'm going to finish it between episodes. It's just one more floor, but then I got to figure out the storage situation. I think what we're going to do is just run a bunch of storage containers between here and this side, and then we'll have ports just in the wall, just regular wall ports here, like these guys. Something like that, with a bunch of storage in between. And then somewhere out here, we can have multiple truck stations. We'll find a way to do it, where we can export these screws out of here. Out, out, out. Might have to build a little road, too. And then they can be exported to wherever they're needed. So we'll see. Like I said, maybe, I don't know, you know, I'm kind of getting a little torn on whether building a screw factory was a good idea or not. I know we need a ton of screws. The issue is, man, do they really fill up the belts fast. So we got one belt of iron that once it's iron ore, that once it's full is going to generate 4 full belts of screws. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. If it doesn't make sense, we can rip it out later. But we might as well finish since we started. I'm going to add that floor, add the storage. We'll take a look at it next episode. And then we should be moving on to working on the smart plating. So we'll get started on that next episode. For now, this is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Special thanks as always to Glidercat patrons and channel members who keep this channel alive. Deeply appreciate the support. Also, thanks to those of you that are giving the videos a thumbs up. Appreciate that as well. And I'll see you all in the next one.